constructing ranger stations in Uganda, outfitting orangutan research teams in Borneo, and securing critical boreal toad habitats right here in Utah. Learn more at hoglezoo.org/conservation. That's hoglezoo.org/conservation. Utah's Hogle Zoo.
Cool nights start with Ashley this summer. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com to explore our wide selection of mattresses from all the top mattress brands like Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and more. Plus, take advantage of low monthly payments with 60-month special financing. Give yourself the restful, rejuvenating sleep you need to be your best self this summer. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery required. See store for details.
We love a summer road trip, and here are 3 tricks to keep it smart on your next one. To avoid your worst traffic nightmares, hit the road on Sundays. Forget which side to fill up on? There's usually a little arrow next to your fuel indicator light. And if you're on mountain roads, be sure to pack plenty of smart water. Higher altitudes can make us thirsty, so go for peak hydration. Oh, and remember that the driver always gets playlist privileges. Period. Anyways, keep it smart with Smart Water.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that AutoTrader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with AutoTrader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on AutoTrader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
The ghost pepper has a reputation. So does a ghost pepper wing that doesn't send you into tears make any sense? Does to us. That's why Popeye's ghost pepper wings are the perfect balance of flavor and fire. Popeye starts with intensely craveable flavor, adds the right amount of kick to keep things interesting, not Inferno wing, and then offers them at only $5.99 for 6 pieces. Because in New Orleans, we like to taste our food, not cry over it. Call us crazy. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Additional terms apply.
You're listening to ABC News, America's #1 source for news. Now streaming here 24/7. At the top and bottom of the hour, you'll get live updates from ABC News Radio. Then breaking news, in-depth reporting, and more from ABC News Live. Straightforward journalism, powerful storytelling, always up to date. Now, the latest headlines, live from ABC News headquarters in New York.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. A suspected serial killer has pleaded not guilty to killing 3 women and dumping their bodies along Gilgo Beach on Long Island more than 10 years ago. The suspect, 59-year-old Rex Hoyerman, is a Manhattan architect and a father of 2 living on Long Island. Jamie and Rosemarie Kafka live just around the block from him.
There's always just like stuff on the lawn. Yeah, just creepy. It's like creepy hoarder house vibes.
Law enforcement officials are looking at Hoyerman's potential connections to even more cases. Back in 2010, law enforcement officials found at least 10 victims on the remote beach, most of them young women. Amtrak Train 92, coming from Miami and carrying at least 166 passengers, crashed into a semi-truck in Lakeland, Florida Friday evening. No one was seriously injured. 7 passengers were being treated at a local hospital. Lakeland Fire Department Battalion Chief Jason Busby at a Friday night press conference.
We're grateful that everybody on that train was not seriously injured, and with that we had no fatalities. So this could have been a lot worse.
Fire officials say it will take some time to clear the vehicles and lift the derailed locomotive back onto the tracks. They're still trying to determine why the truck was stopped in the path of the train. Hollywood has ground to a halt. The actors are now on strike, joining the writers already on the picket lines. The SAG-AFTRA members are demanding regulations for artificial intelligence in productions, at higher wages, and increased residual pay, which is essential to many of them keeping their health insurance. ABC's Matt Gutman is in Los Angeles and tells us how the other side responded to those demands.
The association representing studios and streamers saying they offer the actors historic pay and residual increases and protections for actors' digital likenesses from AI, but that their offer was rejected.
Stocks closed mixed to end the week. Dow Jones up 0.3%. You're listening to ABC News.
You're ready to share your grandma's pan dulce recipe. With Union Bank joining U.S. Bank, get access to more branches, bankers, and digital resources, so you can share with your community the sweetest pan dulce. Learn more at usbank.com/more. Member FDIC.
It's time to recognize you sausage-loving genius. For without you, how would we know that Eckrich smoked sausage can be eaten thrice in one day, and that you can take your lunch break before noon? Here's to you, Eckrich smoked sausage. You do you.
It's camping season, and exciting adventures are waiting for you. Don't miss out on another summer of memories and find your next outdoor adventure at Motorsportsland. We have amazing deals on all inventory, like a 17-foot travel trailer for under $200 a month, or a luxury 31-foot bunkhouse for under $400 a month. Inventory is limited, so come in now and let Motorsportsland help you get away.
Let Motorsportsland help you get away.
Motorsportsland.com.
Action on student loans Friday, with the Biden administration canceling $39 billion in student debt. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze is in Washington.
This new policy will affect some 800,000 Americans. That's a fraction of those who would have gotten relief under the president's initial plan that was struck down by the Supreme Court. It applies to people who had previously joined a program requiring them to pay a certain portion of income toward their federal student loans for a period of 20 to 25 years. And they've been promised that after that point, the remainder of their debt would be forgiven, but that did not happen.
Vice President Harris was in Baltimore Friday to announce a $20 billion commitment to clean energy projects.
Today, I am proud to announce the largest investment in financing for community-based climate projects in our nation's history.
The money is intended to go to grant programs for things like heat pumps, electric vehicle charging stations, and community cooling centers. A cruise line is apologizing after one of its ships loaded with passengers arrived in the Faroe Islands as dozens of whales were being slaughtered. It was part of a whale hunt, the local government says, is organized on a community level and regulated by national laws. In its apology, Ambassador Cruise Lines calls whale hunting an outdated practice and that the company sincerely apologizes for any undue upset. This is ABC News.
Those were the latest headlines, live from our radio newsroom. Now let's go back to ABC News Live.
We saw soldiers training for these battles, the military looking for help anywhere it can. These are all border guard officers, law enforcement trained, but now they're training for combat. Simulating an assault, seizing enemy positions, and practicing evacuating the wounded, which will almost certainly become a reality. Ukrainians suffering heavy losses as they ramp up the fight. This 19-year-old soldier describing his own loss.
Я особисто ніс цих друзів. Я особисто був на похоронах, таке, самий ближчий круг був, це друзі. Це важко. Я розумію, що це важко, але він зробив щось корисне. І я зроблю теж щось корисне.
The losses have been great. Despite the Ukrainian casualties, the general said the enemy is suffering 8 to 10 times higher troop losses. General Alexander Tarnovsky commands troops in the south. Can you describe the fight to me? Can you describe what it's like for your soldiers? Tarnovsky saying his troops are in a fierce standoff as they try to push the front line back, avoiding vast minefields, anti-tank weapons, and constant ambushes from Russian air and missile strikes. Despite those challenges, he is defiant, telling me the full power of the Ukrainian military has yet to be seen. The main assault is still yet to come in the counteroffensive? I'm sure of that, he says. We haven't reached our full potential in terms of troops and equipment. And a big help, the Ukrainians believe, cluster munitions, which the Biden administration has just announced it will provide, despite the fact it is a weapon banned by most NATO allies. A move Andrei Yermak, Zelensky's top advisor, says will make a difference.
You know, we ask only things which are very important. The level of the cooperation between, for example, Ukraine and United States is the biggest partners and supporters. Our military, our intelligence exactly know what and why, especially now, we need it. And of course, now we need it to win this war, to be successful in the counteroffensive.
You say you hope you are near victory. Do you see anything that indicates you are?
You know, it's like I feel some spirits of this victory. Of course, nobody know when. Then will be this so important moment for all of us. But I know that 100% of Ukrainians and the soldiers in the front line and the peoples in the cities of Ukraine who is working really non-stop. All of us, we are doing all our best that it's happened as soon as possible.
Since the war began, the U.S. has promised more than $41 billion in aid to Ukraine, including Patriot defense systems, artillery, and Bradley fighting vehicles. But Ukraine has insisted that what it needs most is help from the sky. F-16 fighter jets the U.S. is allowing the allies to send have yet to arrive, even with the counteroffensive at a critical point. You still don't have those F-16s, and there are other weapons you want as well. Can you succeed without them?
At the very beginning of the war, we didn't have F-16s. At the very beginning of the war, we didn't have Western weapons. 155mm guns, heavy artillery. We didn't have Western or NATO military equipment. But victory started from us being able to repel offensive on the capital of Ukraine. We didn't have a lot of air defense, but our people, our military were not scared. With all respect to our partners, to all of our friends, I think that the strongest weapon of ours is Ukrainian people. If we have F-16s or if we don't have F-16s, we'll be fighting.
But Mr. President, you talk about lives being lost because it takes longer. And in the same breath, you want and wanted the weapons you have right away. So has the foot dragging from the allies or from the U.S. cost lives?
Some weapons we have been provided by our allies help us save lives, and I appreciate that. Of course, foot dragging will lead to more lives losses, but you can't be...
Because he doesn't care. He's in a room with a naked girl who won the lottery. I'm so tired of saying no, waking up in the morning and recalling every single thing I ate the day before. Counting every calorie I consumed
After the
so I know
weekend,
how much
dude, that
self-loathing to take into
stupid
the shower.
that motherfucking client, I hate her so
I'm
much.
no interest in being obese.
She's drama. She's full of drama. I hate drama.
We finish this pizza, and then
And that is also a fact. There is no black or white in this case. Unfortunately, I have to admit that's politics. And in politics, there's a lot of gray color.
When we come back, we witness firsthand the threat to civilians in Ukraine, and I asked President Zelensky about the potentially catastrophic threat to the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, as well as what the attempted Wagner mutiny may mean for the fight against Russia.
500 days of war continues after this break.
Those are cool shorts.
Are you ready to step up for the
He
planet?
walks right into the car. He
To go the
doesn't
distance to
even
make a
care to
difference.
stop.
From
And
food
that's how rich
security in
people
Senegal
are.
to
Bunch of
protecting
snobs.
forests in Panama.
Rich
Peace Corps
snobs, I
environment
should say.
volunteers are working hand in hand with welcoming communities around the world. Are you ready to serve boldly? Want to see where your skills and passion for the environment can take you? Join us. Visit
They might don't care.
peacecorps.gov/gold.
I'm sick and tired of people.
This week,
anyway.
your local grocery outlet has some amazing deals on fresh fruit that's perfect for a summer snack. Stop by and grab some amazing cherries for only $1.49 a pound. That's a savings of up to 79% versus traditional grocery stores. And that's not all. Pick up 18 ounces of delicious fresh blueberries for only $3.99. That's a savings of up to 50%. Offers only good through July 18th, so enjoy these savings while you can. Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Immerse yourself in a showcase of 16 awe-inspiring homes that redefine luxury living and discover the design ingenuity at the Northern Wasatch Parade of Homes this July 7th through the 22nd. Step inside and experience the finest craftsmanship, innovative technologies, and exquisite details that bring each home to life. Whether you're a design enthusiast or seeking inspiration for your own abode, you don't want to miss this event. Get your tickets at northernwasatchparade.com. We're BMO, the bank coming to California. Now, you might be thinking, why should I trust a bank I don't even know? Fair question. For one, we've been around for over 200 years, through the best and worst of times. And because Global Finance Magazine ranked us in the top 5 safest banks in North America last year, rest assured, we're not going anywhere. So if you haven't heard the name BMO, it's only because we haven't met yet. We're new to California, not new to banking. Learn more at BMO.com. Banking products are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Harris Bank N.A., member FDIC.
You're watching America's #1 streaming news. Live reporting, breaking new exclusives. Keep streaming with ABC News Live.
I'm Devin Dwyer reporting from Burlington, Vermont. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're watching ABC News Live.
After 500 days of war, the losses are a daily occurrence, and not just for Ukrainian troops. The sirens, a stark reminder. The missiles, a constant fear. Last week, the deadliest attack on civilians in Lviv since the war began. At least 10 killed and dozens more injured. We were just about a mile and a half from here when that missile struck that building in this apartment complex. We could hear the powerful blast. You could feel the shockwaves. The wounded walking dazed and bloody, and shattered vehicles littering the complex after 3 powerful missiles pounded this normally peaceful city in western Ukraine. As aid workers rush to provide support to those living here, the collective trauma is palpable. 76-year-old Halia, shaken from her bed, showered with glass and concrete, covered in blood. I was so scared, she said. I didn't know what to do. So you were at the very top floor? Yes, And 15-year-old David Ivanyuk, running scared from his apartment.
When I saw the rocket falling into his house, the explosion, the wave, the explosions just threw me away.
It knocked you back?
Yes, it knocked me back to her house. And I was in shock, I think. Didn't know what to do. Because it was really scary for me. It was a first time experience.
And there is an even greater fear. Officials issuing dire warnings about a potential attack by the Kremlin on the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, which Russia has controlled since the early days of the war. It is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, located on the banks of the Dnipro River in the country's southeast. After Russia allegedly blew up the Kakhovka Dam and hydroelectric power plant in early June, some officials claim the same could be done at Zaporizhia. Earlier this month, Ukraine's military intelligence chief claiming Russia had planted explosives there. But Ukraine's spy chief now saying the threat of disaster at the plant is decreasing.
Can we think that Russia is planning a local explosion in order to stop Ukrainian operations on the battlefield? Yes. As if they are going to use more initiative than they have lost to make the entire world be afraid of the global nuclear disaster.
If something happens at Zaporizhia, lives. Is Ukraine prepared for that?
Our appropriate institutions are ready. They continue working on that at the level of the Interior Ministry, the State Emergency Service. They are working on different
You are going the
scenarios.
wrong way down the
This is
street.
their task. This is their responsibility.
Ukraine now holding emergency response drills to prepare. ABC News was invited to this exercise about 30 miles from the plant, with first responders using Geiger counters, practicing evacuations, and decontaminating people potentially exposed to radiation in the surrounding areas. And adding to the potential for nuclear catastrophe, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko saying in June his country had begun receiving tactical nuclear weapons from Russia, weapons Zelensky says he believes Vladimir Putin will not use. You have said in the past you were not concerned that Putin will use those. Are you more concerned now with those tactical weapons in Belarus?
If we look at the steps taken by Putin, including his decision regarding the war, his reaction, and his messages, due to my opinion, he is not likely to use nuclear weapons. But there is no guarantees. No one can provide it. Once I said that I believe Putin is a person who loves his life. He tries to protect it. He also wants to hold onto power and is not going to leave Kremlin at his own will. He decided to live and reign, so to speak. He can't separate his life and power he's got. He's going to live as long as he can. If you love your own life and want to have support of your own society, you can't launch Third World War, because as a result, you lose everything.
Zelensky says he does believe Putin has been weakened after Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin launched an attempted mutiny against top Russian military leadership. Prigozhin's whereabouts now unconfirmed, despite claims he is back in Russia after a brief stay in Belarus. Are you concerned Prigozhin or his soldiers could come back into Ukraine?
Well, we're not afraid of Prigozhin. We were not afraid of him when he was standing, so to speak, strong in Bakhmut. I think that our armed forces are stronger because no matter how many members of Wagner were there, they couldn't prevail. But nevertheless, they were stronger than their own Russian army. Wagner was more powerful. And I'm happy to say that we destroyed many of them, that our military wasted many of them.
Why do you think he did this, and why did he stop?
As of today, he has become a political figure, and this, to me, must have been his primary objective. And that he has not gone till the very end, was it in his plans or no? Well, I don't know that for sure.
Putin is now trying to rally people around him, trying to show strength, and there are some analysts who even say in the short
great secret, we began to speak about it. Yeah.
It was the Washington Post. The Washington Post said, in that meeting, Ukrainian officials laid out a scenario that they thought would end the war, which was that by this fall, Ukrainian troops would advance to the edge